Welcome to week 7 of the BDE Sports Talk podcast Pickem show. I am Bill, one of your hosts for the 7th week in a row, along with Dean and Eddie. Fellas, you look great.
Thanks.
You don't mean that.
I do.
Well, you're looking like you're making it.
Yeah, I'm looking very below average.
No, come on. You sexy beast.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
There you go.
Going over last week's records real quick. Dean and I went 15-5.
Same
on the money line. 87-26 for me at 77%. Dean's 92-22 at 80.7%. Eddie went 13-7. He's 85-28, 75.2%. I went 9-8-1 against the spread over unders, 53, 50-4. I'm 49.5%. The long fall from grace. Eddie went. What'd you do?
What'd Dean do? What?
Dean went 11-6-1. Or he is now 58, 46, and 4. And then I didn't get yours, Ed. I don't know why I didn't save.
That's all right.
So
that's all right. It wasn't good.
That's all right.
I can. Yeah, it was. I mean, it wasn't terrible.
No, I thought didn't he go like? I thought it was like 13-7 or something.
That was on the money line.
No, that was the money.
Oh, that was the money line.
So it was 1-1-1, 1-2-1, 2-3.
You were only 15-5 on the money line, Dean.
I didn't.
He's like, I didn't think you did that bad on the 13-7.
13-7 is not bad.
That's only 2 other games than you, man.
That's not bad.
You went 8-10-1. You went 8-10
was better.
True.
True
facts.
Not this week though.
8-10-1? That doesn't make sense. You went 8-11-1. I'm sorry.
You're gonna give me pretended I got a 9 or another tie or something. Could have just lied.
8-11-1. You're 38, 47-4, 42.7% on the year. You have 161 points. I have 171 points, and Dean is out to a 15-point lead at 186 points on the season. So Dean's gut. Who knew if he ate that many Whoppers that
Burger King knows they use less preservatives now. It's less preservatives now, man. It's good for you. It's good for you.
It's natural.
Get all your nutrients right there.
The People's Parlay, we're 1-3. 1-4 now. Sorry. Went 2-4-1 on our premium bets. That leaves us at 4-7-2. Rough rookie season for the 3 of us. As far as those picks together go, but I mean, Dean at 53.7% is pretty good on the money line. So let's get into this week, and I have, it looks like 20. It's 20 more games this week. So we'll get through these, and then we'll go over the People's Parlay and get out of here. So first game we got is Kent State 1-5 at Eastern Michigan 3-3. The spread is -8.5 for Eastern, over under 40. And I'll start. Eastern had a good win last week. 1-5. They're 1-5 on the over. And even though Kent State is 4-2 on the over, I don't think a lot of points will be scored just based on Eastern and Kent State not being very good. So I'll take Eastern to win and the under 40. I know it's a low number. Eddie, what do you got?
I have the exact same thing. I said EMU in the under. I don't trust either team to score on a regular basis. I know it's a low number, but I agree with you 100%.
Okay. Dean?
Yeah. I mean, I picked EMU to win. I don't think Kent State does anything well, and I think Eastern's going to force turnovers. So I took EMU to win and cover.
Okay. Cool.
Start right there. Easy point for Dean.
I thought it would be a premium, to be honest. I thought we would all pick.
I really
It was
thought
almost a
about having
premium.
EMU cover that, but
Me too. Next up, Miami of Ohio, 5-1 at Western Michigan. Western Michigan, even though they lost, offense started to come together. They're 2-4 on the season. Western is an 8.5 point underdog at home, plus 8.5 over under 45. Eddie, we'll start with you this time.
yeah, I took Miami, Ohio in the cover. I feel like Miami, Ohio's played really well this year. They've only covered this year, so that says something. If I knew for a fact that Wolf was playing again, the over was very tempting also. But I took Miami, Ohio in the cover.
Okay, Dean?
Yeah, I did the same thing. I mean, Miami, Ohio has only lost to Miami, and they've pretty much played well against everybody else. So I took Miami, Ohio in the cover.
All right. Well, I took Miami of Ohio to win, and I actually took the over 45. Miami is 5-1 against the spread. On the over. I think I might have to recheck that because I have Miami as 5-1 against the spread. Yeah, they are 5-1 against the spread. I don't know why I put over, but what I got is that's why. That's why. Miami is 5-1 against the spread, but Western is also 4-2 against the spread. I think Hayden Wolf will get the offense going. If I would think he's the one that's going to start this week. It's not a huge number, and I think Miami of Ohio can at least put up 35 on Western, which leaves 10 points for Western. I think they can take that. So I got Miami of Ohio and the over 45.
That's a good pick.
Next up is Akron, 1-5 at CMU, 3-3. CMU is a 12.5 point favorite. Over under is 43. Dean, what do you got so I can choose it?
Well, Akron is currently on a 4-game losing streak. And Central has won 9 out of the last 10 meetings that they played each other. So Akron's not particularly good this year. I think Bauer cleans it up a little bit this week, and CMU wins, but Akron will cover.
Oh, wow. I put down CMU. You really had me. Fooled me. I have CMU winning, and I took the over 43. I have a lot of over-unders this week. CMU.
The over.
To Akron from the over?
Yeah. Or from over to Akron covering.
Yeah. Tough loss for CMU last week. We kind of talked about it on the podcast that will come out on Saturday or Sunday, depends. Game that they should have won. I think they're back at home. Akron's not very good. but CMU is 4-2, so they've gone over 4 of 6 times, and they're 2-0 on the over. So after a loss, so both times that they've lost, they've been over. So they're at home. I'll take over 43. Eddie.
Yeah, Dean, if you had taken the over, that would have been a premium bet. I took CM in the over also. Like you said,
Good pick.
for all the things Bill said, and it's a low enough number. I feel like the Gilgit boys were also saying that the over felt. Well, I was talking to Justin from Great Lakes Gridiron podcast today, and he thought the over felt like a pretty good pick for that too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Crap.
It is.
I
I just think Akron's coming off a bye week too, aren't they?
I'm not sure.
another
real
easy
up-
point
oh,
for Dean.
No, I think. I
Are
mean,
you saying that because of I noticed that when I was going through and putting scores, and I'm like, oh, he's right. Every time I say that, it's like a chance for you to get points back.
it is. It's a chance to get points.
My bad. All right. So next up, we've got Toledo 5-1 at Ball State 1-5. Ball State 17-point underdog. Over under is 47.5, 47.5. We'll start with Eddie.
I mean, I definitely got Toledo winning the game. I'm taking the over again for this one. I mean, Toledo's definitely going to score, and they also give up points. I mean, they give up 24 to UMass, 31 to Northern Illinois, 31 to Western. So I feel like and Toledo's going to win, so they'll probably put up 30 plus also. So it just feels like a solid over.
Okay. Dean?
Yeah, I mean, I picked Toledo to win and cover. I mean, Toledo's probably the best MAC team, and Ball State's probably the worst MAC team, or at least close to it. And this is my stone cold lock. That's premium.
It's not premium. So Toledo covering's your lock.
Yes. Toledo winning and covering.
Plus 17. Or minus 17, sorry.
I wish they were plus
Sweet.
17.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, it would have been a premium bet if you had chosen the over, because I'm going Toledo and the over.
No,
the-
sorry.
And that's not premium.
That's locked.
They are the two worst teams in the MAC against the spread. Toledo is 5-1 on the over. Ball State stinks. Give me the over. That should be your lock. That's what I'm saying. No, I ride. I ride with
the
you.
over. The over is good. I don't know if Ball State will. I don't know. We'll see.
I mean,
I think 17 is. I think 3 touchdowns is pretty achievable against Ball State with Toledo.
Yeah. I mean, I like it.
Or 2
Works for
touchdowns
me.
on field goal, right?
Yeah. Well,
yeah, I see. You know what I'm saying.
I'll take
You
a
know what I'm
push.
yeah, I'll take a push too. Indiana 2-3 at number 2 Michigan. Indiana's 2-3, like I just said. Michigan 6-0. Michigan is a 33-point favorite, minus 33. Over under is 45.5. And Dean, will go with you first.
Yeah, I picked Indiana to win. I'm just kidding.
Right,
I took obviously Michigan to win. I mean, Indiana is not good. And I went with the over again for Michigan. I think they'll put up at least 40, and I think Indiana can squirt out a couple of field goals. So
I
Gross.
took Michigan to
premium.
win. That's premium.
That
A premium squirt. Oh no.
No.
Michigan will probably cover the spread, but I think both teams will score. I don't know. I don't think Indiana will score that many, but I think Michigan will put up probably 42 at the least. They're at home. I took the over 45.5 as well.
See, this is why I'm losing. I took IU to cover. It's a big number.
It is a
Big
big
number.
number.
I
can see
I don't think Michigan's going to be as fired up for this game as they have been for the last couple. Indiana just doesn't have, like, nobody expects Indiana to do much. You know,
Right.
with Michigan before, it was like, okay, we're traveling our first big road game, and then it was Minnesota. People before the season could say that could have been an upset, but you know, it doesn't have the, I don't know, it doesn't have the juice. But who knows, man? Easily see Michigan covering. It was tough not to because they've hit the last two, but I'm gonna go with IU to cover that.
Okay. Next up, we've got Michigan State going to Rutgers. Michigan State 2-3, coming off a bye. Rutgers 4-2. Rutgers is a 5-point favorite. Over under is 39.5. And I took Rutgers to win, and I took them to cover. Hopefully MSU can get it going, but nothing about their offense or Noah Kim or their coaching. And you've talked about this, Ed, on the podcast, that tells me that they'll go into Piscataway and win. Essentially, I don't either they're going to win or they're going to get beat pretty badly. Is my thought. I don't think it will be within 3 either way. You know what I'm saying? I think if MSU wins, it'll be by 10. If Rutgers wins, it could be like by 17, 21 points. So, I'm going to go, like I said, I'm going to go with Rutgers to cover. They're 5-0-1 against the spread this season. So, give me Rutgers and the points. Dean?
I went against you on this one. This is a fan pick for me. I think they got the extra week to prepare. If they're not ready for this game, then they're never going to be ready for any other game this year. So I've actually picked MSU to win and cover, even though I don't necessarily believe that. But fan pick. I'm going with my heart.
That's
Don't go with your heart. You go with your gut.
That's the one I changed. I had a Rutgers cover and I changed it to MSU. They have to win. If they don't win here, you really can't pick them the rest of the way. Because if they have a letdown here, that's pretty much the end of the season. If they have any thoughts of trying to make a bowl or anything like that, they got to win pretty much here. And I think Caton Hauser is going to be the starter. I don't know if he's going to be necessarily that much better than Noah Kim, but if he's not turning it over, they're going to be a lot better. That's just completely destroyed him. Rutgers doesn't do anything well on offense other than run it, and pretty decent against the run in general. So I took MSU to win and cover because they have to, and if they don't, then it is what it is.
But yeah, that's kind of my thought process on it too. It's like, if they can't pull something out here, they're not going to for the rest of the year. So
no doubt.
Okay. Next up, we've got Iowa 5-1 at Wisconsin 4-1. Wisconsin -10. Over under 34.5. We'll start with Eddie.
I got Wisconsin winning. I took the over. It's just such a low number. If it was in Iowa, I'd think maybe differently. Maybe Iowa to cover that number. But at Wisconsin, 34 and a half points. I know Iowa's a bad offense, man, but I don't know. I think that 34 and a half has got to be a number in a Big Ten game. I mean, you gotta. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Dean.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I also picked Wisconsin in the over. I know. I mean, Wisconsin's at home. Iowa doesn't really have an offense, but we'll see. Like Eddie said, that number's low, and it was hard to pick the under for it. So I'm going with the over. Wisconsin in the over.
I took Wisconsin to win in the under. Both are coming off wins. Stats suggest that the under is the play here, as Iowa's gone under both times they've been away. Wisconsin is 1-2 they've only gone over once as a home favorite. I'm with you guys. My gut told me to take the over, but I went with the stats. It'll probably be 28-28 at halftime. So,
man, they haven't had a number this low where they've hit an under.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a low. That's pretty low. But I mean, it's not. I mean, it's set there for a reason. So
it's not crazy. Not in this game.
21-7.
Easy. It's gonna be run heavy. Yeah.
2010.
21-10.
The clock's not going to be stopping
14,
a whole lot,
17,
Yeah, I hear you.
So no, I'm with you. I keep looking at that number. I'm like, oh, so low, but I don't know, just went with the stats this time. So low. Next up, number 3, Ohio State 5-0 at Purdue 2-4. Purdue is a 19-point underdog. Over unders 50.5. I took Iowa. The Buckeyes to win and cover. Purdue won't score enough to keep it within 20. Dean, you're up.
Yeah, this is one I kind of went back and forth on because I think Ohio State's going to be overlooking Purdue quite a bit, and it's going to feel like more of a warm-up game for their game the following week against Penn State. So I don't know if they're like we said earlier, I don't know if they'll be as up for this game, obviously, as they will be next week. So I did pick Ohio State to win, and still trying to. I'm going to take the under on that.
Okay.
I don't love that, but I don't think, like you said, I don't think Purdue's going to score much. I think Ohio State puts up 30 plus. So,
I mean, I went with Bill. I took Ohio State with the cover. I think that's just low enough a number. If it was 20 and a half even, I might not have taken it. But I just feel like Ohio State is 19 points better than Purdue. It's just a matter if they do it, right? And I hear what you're saying, but they also got to treat it as a tune-up, like get ready to go.
It's true.
So we got a big game next week. So I like Ohio State in the cover. We'll see what happens.
So
we'll see.
Hopefully they win 30-0. It'll just be a win for everybody.
I'd rather it be 52-0.
Oh,
yeah.
What a dude.
You're in the lead.
Yeah, you're
Come
winning,
on,
dude.
Man.
Yeah, you want to be all
points.
buddy when you're in the lead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No.
Come on, fellas. Let's all win.
Oh, by the way, real quick, the updated points, I was wrong. Eddie has 189 points. I have 208 and Dean has 227. So, just so you guys know. Sorry.
There's no need for that.
Thank you.
No need for that
next up is UMass.
We put that on the ticker on the bottom, or
Next up is UMass is 1-6 at number 6 Penn State, who is undefeated at 5-0. Penn State is a 41.5 point favorite. Over under is 54.5. Eddie, what do you got?
I got Penn State, and I also have Penn State to miss their first cover this year with the under. I think it's going to be Penn State scores a lot at 4 or 5 touchdowns, and UMass not score much at all. And so I got Penn State in the under on that game.
Okay. Dean?
Yeah, for the same reasons, I picked Ohio State. I think Penn State's going to look at this, especially this game, is
You're looking
more
ahead
of a
too,
tune-up
aren't you?
warm-up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. But this is my reasoning though. So I know Penn State beat Delaware by 50 plus, but they're a good FCS team. Like if you look at their schedule, that's really their only loss. And I think 41.5 is a big number. So I picked Penn State and UMass to cover. I think Penn State's starters will sit the fourth. I think UMass gets a couple of lucky TDs at the end, or a lucky TD.
Think about that.
I mean, if the spread's that big, their starters aren't going to play the whole game. You know what I mean?
42
Yeah,
to
but
7. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean,
That'd
it could
be
be
an easy win
42 to 7 at the half.
It really could be.
It could be.
I took Penn State to win and cover.
I
I'm
mean,
trying to
they
talk.
haven't
I'm trying
I'm
to talk
thinking
myself into it. Yeah, they've covered in all 5 games. The kickoff's at 3:30 and not noon, so I think that may be in favor of Penn State.
That afternoon breeze.
It's that sweet afternoon breeze. You get to sleep in, a little ready to go. UMass will have to travel. Ugh.
Not very.
Serious.
I mean, it's
I mean,
Massachusetts to Pennsylvania.
yeah.
It's not
They
like
probably did it that morning.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Still have to travel, right? I mean, nah, they're probably
staying the
there.
night.
I mean,
dude, they got to
they're
stay
there.
the night.
Charter bus there, maybe not UMass, but maybe.
Yep.
Maybe.
Penn State to win and cover for me. Next up, Illinois 2-4 at Maryland 5-1. Maryland minus 14, over under 51.5. I took Maryland to win and cover. Illinois stinks, and they haven't covered all year. Maryland may win by 40. So Maryland win and cover. Dean or Eddie? Dean.
Yeah, same thing. Illinois just isn't good. I took Maryland to win and cover.
Eddie?
Premium.
That's
I got
premium.
Maryland minus 14.
Premium.
Easy. Right? I
We
mean,
hope.
Illinois has sucked. I've picked Illinois to finally break their non-cover streak the last 2 weeks, and I'm an idiot. So Maryland has no business not covering this spread.
Right.
I'd like
And
to
they're at
switch. I'd like
Yeah,
to switch
that's
my
probably-
pick.
yeah, I know. Illinois
I'm
is-
starting to. That's
Brett
not so
Bielema is
premium
just
anymore.
showing the Illinois squad our film.
He's like, look at this is what these
Look
3
at this.
guys are saying.
Brett
about you.
Bielema.
Ugh.
It's Brett Bielema, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, it's Brett Bielema.
Oh, dude.
Every week I gotta see a stupid
You leave
face.
Wisconsin for Arkansas? What an idiot. If you're going to leave for that division, the top Big Ten school in that division for an SEC school, at least make it like LSU but to Arkansas, dude, you knew you weren't going to do good.
I mean, they do good every now and then, right?
They do,
Now
but
you're-
not like he would be celebrated the way he would be in Wisconsin,
All right.
winning the West every year.
Last
You
time I
think-
remember Arkansas being good, they had Felix Jones. I think.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute. He doesn't even play in the NFL anymore.
You think he'd take the job in East Lansing?
Brett Bielema.
You just hop around.
Hopefully
He's-
they would hang
he's the
up on him
slut
if he
of the
even
Big
called.
He's the one that calls. He's like, guys,
Yeah, no, he'd be the one that would have to call. Yeah,
Just seeing if you're
I
interested.
don't even think his agent would call. Be like, nah, come on, Brett.
You got a good thing.
We can't even hit a
Illinois.
cover at Illinois. Nah, bro.
All right. Next up is Alabama. Where's that? I lost it. Oh, Arkansas. Arkansas 2-4 at number 11. Alabama 5-1. Alabama minus 20 over under 47. I took Alabama to win and cover, and my notes were I roll with Dean because I thought he was going to pick Alabama. Now I'm not so sure. So Alabama to win and covered. Eddie, who you got?
I took Bama and I took the over. They're combined 8 of 12 on overs this year. Arkansas seems to put up 20 points a week. And so, not that they're guaranteed to put up 20 on Bama, but I bet they at least get a couple touchdowns. Bama will win by a few, so the cover's probably good too. But I took the over on that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always rolling with Bama, you know what I'm saying?
You love them Bama boys.
Might as well give me a Roll Tide sweatshirt or something. I took Alabama to win. Arkansas isn't a bad team. I mean, they lost close games to LSU and Ole Miss by like a touchdown. They just can't seem to get it done in the end. So I took them to cover the 20 points. Alabama to win, Arkansas to cover.
That way,
the 20 is good. No, I
lock?
went back and forth on. That's not my lock.
I know.
That's why. Yeah, that's exactly why I didn't make it in my lock.
Man,
even though it's the spread is solid.
I want to go with the over. I was only taking Alabama
It's
because
just
I thought
low enough, man.
Alabama. I know. I'm switching to the over. I'm switching to the over. I didn't even think about it because I thought Dean was picking Alabama. I didn't want to go against him.
Are you locking that?
What?
Was over that what 47? You're saying you're going to lock the Bama? Yeah.
No. I chose them because I thought Dean was going to go with Alabama.
Gotcha.
So, next up is number 8, Oregon at number 7, Washington. Battle undefeated's game of the week. Washington's a 3-point favorite at home. Over under 67.5. Who wants to go first? Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
Okay. I took Washington to win. And then I took the under of 67.5. They're two dynamic offenses, and you would think that there'd be a lot of points scored, but it looks like Oregon has only gone over once this season and Washington twice. 67.5 tells me I should pick the over, but I'm usually wrong. So I'm going to go with the under on that. Dean.
Yeah, I went back and forth on this one quite a bit. What I have written down applies to both teams, so I could switch it back and forth. So I also picked Washington to win, even though this feels like a game Oregon could pull out. I think they're sneakily good. And so, I mean, Washington's kind of sneakily good as well. I mean, I guess they're not. They're both top 10 teams. I guess it's not that sneaky. But
I'm most on sneakiest thing ever.
Yeah, it's extremely sneaky for them to be as good as they are.
Would you believe
as they're ranked in the top 10
team in the nation are good?
Are sneakily good?
It feels like a game Oregon wins, and I don't know why, but I'm picking Washington to win and cover.
Okay.
Yeah, I took Oregon.
Yeah.
So they automatically cover. Oregon to win. So you guys probably feel good about your picks now. Since you both took
no,
the other, and I took
I have them both circled and starred. And
Oregon hasn't missed a cover. And they're the better team. I think. So I like disagree. Oregon, came through for me with that Colorado cover earlier this year. Colorado's looked differently than we thought of them at that time. But I'm going to roll with Oregon here. I like them. I like them to cover this, obviously, because I want them to win.
Yeah. All right. Number 25. Number 25, the Hurricanes of Miami, 4-1 at number 12, North Carolina, who is undefeated. North Carolina's a 3.5 point favorite. Over under is 56.5. Eddie, we'll lead off with you.
I got North Carolina, and I got their cover as my lock. I love them to win this game. I think 3.5 is. It makes me question. It was like that one Wazoo line from like a couple weeks ago, where you're like, I don't understand. And then they lost, I think. But this feels good, man. They're at home. They're a better team. They should win by a touchdown. And so North Carolina minus 3.5. That's I feel like that's good all day. So I'm taking that as my lock.
Yeah, man, that's my lock too. No, I'm just
Was
kidding.
it?
No. I actually have the same thing. North Carolina's a good team. For whatever reason, when we've done these, I've kind of paid attention to North Carolina more than others. I think one week they was like super close for them to cover, and so like I was just refreshing my phone because we were out just over. I think it was Appalachian State. I think it was, and ever since then, I've always kind of been a little bit of like a North Carolina side fan, as you could say, just based on like their colors, and I've always liked their baby. I think I had a jersey.
You like pumpkin spice too, or
I do.
you basic? You basic.
Oh yes, I'm so
bitch.
basic.
I like Duke.
Oh, you're so edgy. I think this is essentially a pick 'em. I'll take the home team that's looked good all year, and they also know how to end a game. So,
Oh,
yeah,
man.
yeah, no kidding.
Woo, that was rough. Yeah, that's a premium pick right there because I picked North Carolina to win and cover as well. I just think they played better against the teams that they should beat, and you could argue they've played stronger opponents too.
And
And
I
then
mean, at the end of the day, they have what looks like a top 15 draft pick and a quarterback.
Yeah.
And that makes a big difference.
top
Mhm.
5,
Huge.
some
I mean, he
minds.
could be. Yeah.
Noah Kim's looking. He might go.
Hey, dude, you know what? Noah Kim, I bet like you put him on Eastern, and that team has
Yeah,
maybe
he
the MAC
looks
championship.
great in the MAC for sure. Maybe not.
I mean, they need it. You know what I mean? Like he'd be a perfect fit for Eastern.
For East, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Still want your autograph, Noah.
I think he has the potential to be a good quarterback. I just
sure.
don't think they really have the coach to develop him right now.
Clearly.
Yeah.
You know, so
well, they haven't because he's been around for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So if that coach isn't there now, he wasn't there before either.
Right? Yeah.
You know?
All right, premium bet. Next up is Missouri 5-1 at number 24. Kentucky 5-1. Kentucky minus 2.5 over under 50.5. Dean, who did you go with?
Well, I said last week was the beginning of the fall of Missouri this year, and I'm continuing that with Kentucky winning and covering.
Eddie.
Yeah, I didn't predict anything stupid like that, but I'm gonna take.
They got a tough schedule on.
They got a tough little schedule. I took Kentucky, and I took the over on this game. They're similar teams, really. They're very comparable teams coming off tough losses. I like Kentucky on the bounce back. Combined, they're 9 of 12 on the over this year.
I took Kentucky in the over as well. Missouri has been over 5 of 6 games this year. Kentucky 4 out of the 6. I'll go with the home team to win, and the home team to win and the over. So Moving along to number 10 USC, undefeated 8-0 at number 21. Notre Dame 5-2. Notre Dame is a 2.5 point favorite at home. Over under is 60. I'll go first if you guys don't mind.
Sure.
This is a joke, right? I don't get how Notre Dame's a 2.5 point favorite at home. They haven't looked good all year. I mean, I shouldn't say all year. They've had glimpses. I just don't think they're that good of a team. I think USC is pretty good. Caleb Williams looks good. I know it's away. I know it's a rivalry game. I still think 2.5's way too small. Way too small. USC is 5-1 on the over this year. It's a big number. I think Notre Dame can keep up for a while, but USC is good. Caleb Williams is good. I took USC in the over of 60. Eddie.
I took USC also. I actually struggled more than that with that because while USC I think is definitely a better team. I mean they've had close games. I mean they've let people back in the game, but Notre Dame's offense hasn't really given enough to where you think I bet they might score 28 points Notre Dame, but USC is probably going to score 42.
Right.
So yeah, I got USC with the automatic cover. The over does feel like a play here to me, but I got the cover with USC.
Dean?
Yep, same thing. I mostly just don't like Notre Dame, but USC I think is the better team. So I picked USC to win and cover. I mean, automatic cover.
Moving up to number 18 UCLA 4-1 at number 15 Oregon State, who's 5-1. Oregon State is a 3.5 point favorite at home. Over under is 54. Dean, who do you got?
I took Oregon State. I think they play better at home. I mean, they beat Utah there by 2 touchdowns, who UCLA lost to. So I took Oregon State and the under.
Under 54. Okay, Eddie?
I took Oregon State, but I took the over. To me, it's another game like Mizzou and Kentucky, where they're very similar teams. I mean, Oregon State was just in a 92-point game with Cal last week. UCLA is a much better defense than that, but I do think it'll be a close over, but I definitely feel like the over's the play here. So I got Oregon State with the over.
I've got Oregon State winning and covering. UCLA is a good team. I do think Oregon State will win at home. Last time I went against them, they proved me wrong. They're also 4-2 against the spread this year, so give me the Beavers to cover. Next up, Stanford at 1-4 at Colorado 4-2. Colorado minus 11. Over under is 60. I took Colorado to win and cover. And I just don't think Stanford's good at all. So, and I think Colorado's offense is dynamic enough to win by 14, 21 points. So, Eddie?
I took Colorado also, but I took the under on this game. Stanford's 4-5 on the under. Colorado half the time has been on the under. I don't think Stanford's going to score a lot either. And Colorado's been playing it pretty tight, so I'll go Colorado on the under.
Okay. Dean?
Yeah, I took Colorado to win and cover. Like you guys said, Stanford's just not a good team. I mean, they lost to Sacramento State. They got destroyed by USC and Oregon. Colorado to win and cover.
Sorry about that. That was weird. Okay. Next up is Syracuse 4-2 at number 4 Florida State, who is undefeated at 5-0. Florida State is a 17.5 point favorite. Over under is 55. I've got Florida State winning. and Syracuse to cover. It was a tough game to choose spread wise for me. FSU is 4-1 on the over, but Syracuse was 1-5 on the over.
Yeah.
Both teams are average against the spread. Florida State will win. It was pretty close for me to pick them to cover. But I think Syracuse is pretty good too, considering. So I took Syracuse to cover. We'll go with Eddie.
I got Florida State winning. I also have them covering that. It was pretty close, but
Yeah.
I just feel like they're that much better than Syracuse, so I'll go Florida State and the cover.
Dean?
Yeah, I did the same thing. I picked Florida State to win and cover. After Syracuse losing to North Carolina like that last week, I can't see them doing any better against a better team. So Florida State to win and cover.
Next or last game is number 1 Georgia 6-0 at Vanderbilt 2-5. Vanderbilt is a 31.5 point underdog at home. The over under is 56. Eddie, we'll start with you.
That was a tough one, man. I just took Georgia in the over. Vanderbilt's been over in 5 straight games. Georgia's been over in 3 straight. Vanderbilt hasn't played Georgia's defense, but I like the over on that. I feel like they've been scoring. So,
Dean?
Well, I think Georgia's probably going to score 50, 60 points themselves. So I picked Georgia to win and cover. I mean, I just I know it's a crazy number, but I don't think Vanderbilt's going to score much, if at all.
Okay. I took Georgia to win, and I went with Eddie on the over. Vanderbilt, like Eddie said, has been over every game this year. Georgia has been over the one time that they were an away favorite as well. Give me Georgia in the over, and that is my lock. Over 56.
the Georgia over.
Yep.
I mean, I like it.
Yeah.
That probably means you should think twice.
Vanderbilt is not very good.
No.
All right. So that is all the games on our schedule this week. The People's Parlay for this week is I had Georgia Vanderbilt over 56. Dean had Toledo minus 17. Eddie had North Carolina minus 3.5, which turns out to be plus 628. That's on DraftKings. So I think that's the highest yet.
Let's get rich.
Let's get rich.
Put my life savings on it.
I mean, Dean,
will.
you're 5-1 on your locks this year.
Roll Tide.
Man, that makes me feel good about your Toledo. Minus
Yeah.
17.
I think I feel pretty good about it, but
I mean, I don't
it might
feel
not. I
bad
mean,
about
nothing's a guarantee, right?
it.
I mean, it's
Well,
true. I mean, we thought Fresno was gonna.
I
Most
mean,
excited we've ever been.
I know.
four of your lock picks have been Alabama, but
Hey, Roll Tide.
so all right. Well, thanks for everyone for watching. Hit the like button, comment your thoughts, your picks, what your parlay would be, what we're doing wrong, except for Dean. What's Eddie and I doing wrong? But no, thank you, and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you to our new subscriber. Appreciate it. and and growth. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
So have a good weekend, everyone. Bet responsibly, and we will see you next week. Pickem.
Oh, earthquake. Ooh.